Hello, my fifth dimensional friends. Welcome to the sacred space, the nameless ones. My name is Avian Doyle. So here we are, the 1st of January 2023. And all morning I've been meditating with my angel guides about what this new year ahead will bring us. What's the theme of 2023? So I know different spiritual teachers, we will all derive our own unique channeled perspective on what the next 12 months embodies for us as a humanity, as a collective. But what I got really loud and clear when I asked the angels if you could give me one word for a theme to share with my subscribers, those who are connected to the angelic realm, called the nameless ones that I channel, in case you're new here. And they said that this year, the word they would give for this year, 2023, would be wild. And I really like that. So I was thinking about all the different things that wild, that energy, that frequency of being wild, what that represents. And I was playing with this theme with my angels, and they were showing me the yin and the yang, the light and the dark side of wild, of being wild, and what that means to different people. Now, when I heard the word wild, immediately my heart smiles and I feel positive and I feel good, because I love what's wild. I love nature. I love our true authentic nature, which to me is the embodiment of wildness. It's, to me, being wild means the truth. And I feel that for many of us, this year is all about not just knowing your truth, because I think in truth we've learned and discovered our truth and our true nature more and more in the last 3 years than probably ever before in our lifetimes. So I feel that this year is about living within that truth and actually choosing how that looks. So, for instance, let me fix this. If it's your truth to want to embrace motherhood and to have a family, more than likely this will be the year that you will actually get the chance and have the opportunity and the right alignments to live that, to breathe that, to bring that into a flesh reality. For many people, last year was like a rough, challenging energy to really push us to dig deeper into what is true for us. Who have we become now? What is our identity in this fifth dimensional reality? It really pushed us to look at the dynamics of our relationships, of our family relationships. It forced us to look at how we work, and do we need to address that again? Do we need to change that around? Can we work from home? Do we have to go to an office and do a 9 to 5? Like, even the shifts in the hourly work week is a great reflection of how these cosmic energies have affected us. So in certain European countries now, it's no longer a 5-day work week. It's a 4-day week, which is much better for work-life balance. So we're looking at all these things. But as I sat in the energy of this theme of this new year, which is today's the 1st of January, and I have to say I woke up in this lovely high frequency. I'm feeling really good about it. The wildness, it was like I felt my angel say, this year you will have to surrender to your wildness. You will have to surrender to your true nature. And any false systems, any false behaviors or habits or lifestyles that are forced, unnatural, not genuine to your rhythm will have to be abandoned. You will have to drop deeper into your wildness. And then I was shown visions of people really embracing their wild self and allowing their true colors, their raw, perfect imperfection to shine through. I feel like there's going to be more light on this planet than has ever been before in our lifetimes, in our paradigm. And I feel that the old, very boxed in view of life and relationships and how that has to look will be totally discarded. Again, there'll be an abandonment of anything that restricts us and limits us and causes us to feel stuck or boxed in. So if you were feeling stuck the last year, you can wave goodbye to that and just, again, wildness, right? I think of space. I think of spaciousness. I think of meadows and woodlands and forests and oceans. And I think much more people are going to be returning to a more natural, wild environment. So you're going to see a lot of people fleeing the cities, fleeing urban, boxed in apartment life and wanting more space. You're going to see people who have perhaps really put tight rules on their life and on how they live their life, just giving that up and saying, you know, I can't live like that anymore. It's too tight, it's too restrictive. And actually letting their auras get really big and fat and bouncy and taking up space in the world in a very organic way. So what do you think of when you hear the word wild? And maybe I was meant to say world there, because this year is about you creating your world. So the world is actually revolving around you, because as a conscious co-creator, you are creating that vision and you are getting to co-create that with your angels and with the prime creator. So any way you have polished away or cut away or manicured your wildness into submission will have to be abandoned in this year, because the fifth dimension is a very free-flowing, open, spacious frequency. So if you're feeling trapped in any way, whether it be a relationship or a job or an environment, you're going to feel very uncomfortable if you choose to stay in that as this year goes on. So if you saw my January video, I talked about things are slow, peaceful as we start January. We've got Mercury retrograde. That's encouraging us to reflect, which is a lovely, gentle ease into the new year. As we reach the end of the month and as we start February, things start to awaken within us. Like the earth wakes up, but also our energy bodies will wake up in a new way as well, because we will have a lot of new energies coming in. There will be lots of surprise. That was another thing they said. So wild surprise, another theme. There will be lots of wild surprises for you this year. If you thought your life was heading down one road, don't be surprised when it suddenly takes a whole new landscape on. So you might be thinking you want to live in New York and you're all about New York. And this year, as your energy body is activated and awakens, you may discover that actually you want to live on the beach, in Venice Beach. I think that's in California. So you're going to start discovering new facets of yourself. You're going to see sides of yourself you never saw before, which is why I use the example of motherhood, because perhaps you were always somebody who was high flying and loving your very independent single life, and then this year you get pregnant and it reveals a whole new side of interdependence and tenderness and giving in your energy. So that's the reason I'm using that, is that's the kind of frequencies we're stepping into. So this can also show up as getting involved with people that you never thought you'd get involved with, making friends with people that perhaps you've nothing in common with, but they're fascinating to you and you are loving the interaction and they're showing you new sides of yourself. So just be open to the wildness, be open to these beautiful frequencies that's being gifted upon us in this year ahead. When you look back on this year, you will see how wild surprise. There'll be lots of shifts and changes this year, but they're very much to your benefit. These are beneficial changes, and really it's going to have a big impact on those of you who have put a lot of focus and high vibrations into getting your life into a righteous place, into an authentic place. This is the year you will get to walk the walk, talk the talk, and sing the song. So this is your year, my friend. So be wild, be open, create spaciousness in your environment, in your life, in your heart. Keep that wild heart fire burning bright, because this is your year. If you enjoy these videos, don't forget to give me a like, a subscribe. God bless, and Happy New Year.